Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can move your website from another hosting provider, another server, to Hostinger. I am going to walk you through the entire process. In this case, I have a website on a virtual private server with a different hosting company, and I want to move my website here to Hostinger. First, I'm going to show you how to pick and purchase the appropriate hosting plan here on Hostinger. Then we'll quickly get it up and running. Then we are going to take a backup on our old server. Then we'll upload the files and import the database into our new Hostinger account. It may sound technical, but don't worry, it's very easy. We'll also go through how to change the nameserver settings. This is a crucial step to point your domain to your new Hostinger site. And of course, we can't forget about the emails. I'll show you how to set up your email account on Hostinger and how to import all your previous emails, because we want to make sure we don't lose any single messages in the process. Now, I understand this might seem overwhelming for some of you, and that's totally okay. If you need a hand with moving your website, I've got a website migration gig on Fiverr specifically designed to help you with that. I'll personally ensure your website's transition to new host is seamless and stress-free. So if you're interested, just check out the link in the description below for my Fiverr gig. Alright, with all that said, let's jump right in. So first, we need to purchase a hosting account if you don't have one on Hostinger. So which one to choose? Well, it depends on what kind of website you have. If you have a WordPress website, then you should choose one of the WordPress hosting offer of Hostinger. In my case, it's a custom-built website, so I'm not going to go with the WordPress hosting. But if you have a WordPress website, just go here, and here you can see the plans you can choose from. If your website gets more traffic and need more robust resources, then you should choose one of the bigger plans. But for most websites, the cheapest one should suffice. I'm going to go to the hosting menu and I will select cloud hosting. Let's scroll down. Now, the prices are a little bit misleading because it really depends on the billing cycle you will choose. You will see it when we go to the checkout page. So if you look at the top features, basically the differences between resources. Basically, in all packages, you can host 300 websites, but you will get a little bit more storage as you choose the bigger plans. And also a little bit more memory and CPU resources. But basically, most of the other features are the same and all plans have them. Well, I'm thinking between one of these two. Let's go with this one. So here you can see that I only get the $14.99 monthly price if I pay for 48 months. So basically that's how the pricing for Hostinger is made up. But this pricing structure is basically very, very similar with other hosting providers as well. So let's see how much I have to pay if I go with the 48 months. I'm gonna have to pay $700. That's a bit expensive. Let's see the 24 months option. That's $383. And with this plan, I get daily backups, a free domain name for 1 year, and the domain WHOIS privacy protection, which basically you get with most domain registrations. So that shouldn't be a big thing. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with the 24 months plan. Okay, so if you don't have an account with Hostinger, then you have to go through and fill out this information and then just pay for it. But I already have an account, so I'm just going to log in. Okay, so I'm logged in, and Hostinger already used my billing details. I think I'm going to pay with PayPal. We need to click the PayPal button. You need to log in with your PayPal address. Okay, so we need to confirm our account. And that's it. We have purchased the account and we can start setting it up. So click Start Now. So here we have two, or actually three choices. We can select Create a new website or Migrate a website. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm guessing it's mostly for WordPress. So I'm not going to choose this option. And I'm not going to choose this one either, because I don't want to create a WordPress website or an AI website with Hostinger. If you choose this, you can well, actually let's try this. So if I click here you can set up either a WordPress website, or you can create a website with the built-in Hostinger builder. I don't want to do this, so I'm just going to click Skip. I will start from scratch because I have a custom built website. In the next step, you have to name your website. Basically, you have to select the domain name that you want to use with your website. You can either claim your new domain name. Basically, Hostinger will register a new domain name for you. It's going to be free for the first year, but the next year you will have to pay for it. You can choose an existing domain that you have on your Hostinger account. If you just purchase the new Hostinger account, you will probably have nothing here. And you can choose to use your existing domain. And this is what I'm going to select because I have a domain name already. I don't have this domain name with Hostinger, so later I am going to change the name servers at the other domain registrars. But right now we are going to select this one. So here you need to provide your domain name. Click Continue. And here you can select your server location. If you click here, you can select from multiple locations. As you can see, you have a lot of options here. You need to select the region that is closest to your main target audience. So if your target audience is in the US, then you need to select one of the American data center. My target audience is in Europe, so I'm just going to leave it on Europe, Netherlands. And I will click Finish Setup. And Hostinger is setting up the server for me. It's also installing SSL certificates and everything you need to start running your website. Okay, so it's done. Hostinger is reminding us that to view the website and make any changes, we will need to connect the domain name to Hostinger's name servers at the current domain registrar. We will not do this right now. First, we will back up our website on the old server, and then we'll upload everything here. And once everything is uploaded and the database is imported, then we will change the name servers to make sure that the website is running from our new server. So for now, I'm just going to go to the control panel. And that's it for now. For now, we can just ignore this warning. We'll do this later. Hostinger has a very, very easy to use and intuitive control panel. You can change most settings from here. You can change your hosting details. You can check your site performance. There are security options. You can run malware scan. You can see your SSL. You can check your SSL certificate here. Don't worry about this. We will fix this later. It is showing a failed status right now, and that's because neither the name servers nor the A record is pointing to this server. So it cannot install it right now. But once we change the name servers and the A record is pointing to the Hostinger name servers, it will be able to install the SSL certificate. Here we can also manage our domains. We can create subdomains and redirects here. We have a lot of website related settings here. We can add new websites to this server. We have a really cool file manager. We can create FTP accounts here. We can manage our database, and here we can connect to our phpMyAdmin, which actually we will use later to import our database. And we have some advanced settings where we can manage our DNS configurations, PHP configurations. Actually, let's see the PHP configuration here. Right now it uses 8.1. We will check exactly which PHP version we are using on the old server, and we'll make sure that we are using the same PHP versions. And you have some other interesting options here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but it's worth checking them out. Okay, so the next step, we are going to take a backup of our old website and the database. Okay, so next we have to take a backup of our website on the old server. So as I've mentioned, I have my website on a virtual private server, and this is my Plesk administration control panel. Here I immediately see that I'm using PHP 8.1. So just quickly, let's go back to Hostinger and let's see which PHP version we have on our account. So let's go to Advanced and PHP configuration. And yep, I'm using 8.1 here as well. So we don't have to do anything here. So let's go back. There are several ways to take a backup of the website. If you are using WordPress, you can probably use some kind of plugin to do that. If you have cPanel, not Plesk, then there is a backup option there. Here with Plesk, you also have a backup menu here. And here you can download existing backups or create a new one. I like to do this the old-fashioned way. So let's go back and I'll go to Files. Just select the directories. I don't need this one. And select Archive. Add to Archive. Let's give the archive a name. Click OK. And it will create a zip file. Okay, so depending on the size of your website, it may take a while. Okay, so the archive was created. Now we can download it. Okay, so the download has finished. We also need to export our database. Let's go to Databases, select Database, then go to phpMyAdmin, go to Export and click Export. Okay, so the database has been downloaded as well. We can close this for now. Let's go back to Hostinger. And here we need to create a new database for the website. So let's go to Databases, Management. Let's create a database. We need to add a database name, a username, and a password. Make sure you add a very strong password and then just click Create. Take a note of your database and the user. Let's go back to dashboard and let's let's upload the files. So go to File Manager, go to Public HTML. We can remove this default file from here. Click this upward pointing arrow and select File. And we upload the zip file that we just downloaded from the old server. Okay, so the zip file has been uploaded. Let's extract this. Okay, so we need to add a folder name. Let's just add temp, and then we'll need to move all the files from this folder. I'm not sure why Hostinger does this, but this is how it is. So let's just click extract, and it's working. Okay, so here we have all our files, and let's just move them to the public HTML folder. Okay, so now we have all our files and folders here. We need to update the database connection details. If you have a WordPress website, it's in the wp-config.php file. Okay, so I've updated the database details, but of course our database is currently empty. We need to import the database. We need to import the SQL file that we just exported from the old server. For now, we can close this tab, and then let's go back to databases and select phpMyAdmin. Click Enter phpMyAdmin, and here just select the database and click Import. Select the file and just click Import. Okay, so the database has been imported successfully. We can close this. Okay, so we have the files uploaded and we have the database imported, but our website is still working from the old server. Next step is to point the domain name to the new server. If you are migrating your website, chances are that you registered your domain name somewhere else, not at Hostinger. So to point your domain name to the Hostinger server, basically you have two choices. You can either change the name servers or you can edit the DNS records of your domain name. In our case, I'm going to change the name server settings, but I will explain both options. So when do you want to change the name servers and not the DNS records? Well, in my case, I want to change the name servers because I want to kind of hand over all the control over the DNS settings to Hostinger. When you set the Hostinger or other providers' name server on a domain name, then it means that that provider will be able to handle the DNS records. So in my case, I will set the Hostinger's name server on my domain name, and then I will be able to edit the DNS records from my Hostinger dashboard. So if I just go to Advanced DNS Zone Editor, then I will be able to edit the DNS records here. I think it's a better option because I can do everything under one roof. So first, let's do that. For that, we need the name server addresses from Hostinger. So how can we get that? So we have a warning here. So let's just go to how to fix this. Hostinger will try to walk you through the process. Here you can select your domain provider. Here you can find the major domain name providers, domain name registrars, but my registrar is not here, so I will select other and just click let's start. And here Hostinger will tell you what to do. So basically these are the two name servers that Hostinger uses. This is what we need. These are the addresses that I will need to enter at my domain settings. So let's just copy the first one and let's go to my domain registrar and I will go to name servers. These options are a little bit different with each domain registrars, but you will need to look for a setting called name servers or DNS management or something like this. Okay, so here I will use a custom name server and let's just paste the first one here. Let's copy the second one. And click change name servers. Okay, so the changes were saved and it warns us that the changes may take up to 24 hours to propagate. This is kind of a disadvantage when you change the name servers. It may take some time to take effect. Okay, so now we just have to wait, and if we did everything okay, our website will be served from the new server. Okay, so the other option is, if you don't want to change the name servers and you want to keep all your configuration here, is to change the DNS records to point the domain name to the new server. So in that case, you need to go to, well, in my case, I need to go to DNS management, where I can access the DNS records. And basically, there are two DNS records that you need to change. And these are these AE records, the one with the www and one without it. So here you need to edit and you need to enter the IP address of your new server. If you do this, this is faster because you can change the TTL settings here. So you can control how fast this will refresh, but then you will have to do all the future DNS configuration here. So for example, if I changed only the DNS A record here, and I want to use the Hostinger's email system, then I will also have to change my MX records, and it can just become a little bit difficult. So I think it's easier to just change the name servers. If you don't know what these A records are, these are very special DNS records. They map a domain name to its corresponding IP address. So for example, when you type a web address in your browser, the A record helps translate the domain name into the IP address that identifies the server where the website is hosted. So these are very important records. Okay, but this is not the approach we take. So I'm just going to close this, and I also close this, and I will come back a little bit later. And actually, if we go to security and SSL, okay, so we still have this failed status. If you remember, I told you that when we point the domain name to the new server, it will update and Hostinger will be able to install the SSL certificate for us. But probably the name servers weren't refreshed yet. It's not yet propagated. So we will need to wait a little bit more time. Or actually we can expedite this. We can go back to our domain registrar and go to DNS management, and we can just change the A records. So let's change this. Let's change the IP address, and also let's change the other one. Okay, so now we didn't just change the name server, but we also changed the IP address of the e-records. This will refresh a little bit faster, and once it's done, we will be able to reissue this certificate and this will be installed. Okay, so let's try to reinstall the certificate. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not getting the domain name not pointing to the server warning anymore. That's good. And also if we go to security SSL, now we have an active status. So the SSL has been installed successfully. And my website is loading correctly. Okay, so basically this is it. The website has been successfully migrated to the new server, and we also managed to point the domain name to the new Hostinger server. One thing left to do is set up a new email account and import all my previous emails to the new account. So to create a new email account, let's go here and click Setup. So here you can select which one you want to use. You can select a free plan. It comes with 1 GB of storage. Or you can select this business plan. It will cost $1.59 per month. It comes with 10 GB of storage, more forwarding rules, more email aliases, and some other extra features. You decide. Right now I am going to select the free plan. Here you need to add a name and you need to enter a password. Click Create, and the email account has been created. Here Hostinger will offer the configuration of email clients you may use: Outlook, Thunderbird, Gmail, but I'm not going to use this, so I will just click Skip. And now under the emails, I have a bunch of new options for the email. We can create a new account, upgrade the email plan, or we can access the email account via webmail. So if you click here, this will open the webmail options, and here you can add your password and log in. And now you are inside the Hostinger's webmail. Okay, let's close this. Okay, so now that we have set up our email account, we need to import the emails from the old email account. So let's do that. If you want to import the old messages into the new account, here we have an option, email import. Let's see what this is. So here it reminds us that we will need the email address, the password, and the mail server details for the import. You should know these two already. And the mail server details, if you don't know this, you can always ask your current provider what this is, but usually it's somewhere in your control panel, and you can find it. So let's click New Email Import. You can ignore this first one. Here you can watch some tutorials if you want to set up the email account for migration using Google or Yahoo, but we don't need this, so let's click Next Step. So here we need to add the email account, the password, and the mail server. Okay, so if you provided the details here, click the Next Step, and here you need to choose a destination. Since I already have one account, it's already selected, we need to add the password of this account. Click Next. This will just give you a summary where you are importing from and where you are importing to, and click Start. And depending on the size of your email account, it may take some time, but for me it should be fairly fast. As you can see, my first attempt failed, and it's because I didn't provide the correct IMAP address. For the second try, I replaced my IMAP address with the IP address of my server, and then it worked. Okay, so if you're not sure about what this IMAP address is for you, just get the IP address of your server and just add that in that field, and it will work fine. So let's go to the email account and let's log in. And as you can see, my emails are imported. Unfortunately, it didn't import my filters, but I can re-add them. It's not a problem. Okay, so this is how you can import your old email addresses into your new Hostinger email account. And also, if you are using WordPress or other website, if you are sending emails with SMTP, for example, you shouldn't forget update those details. If you are not sure, here on this support site, you can get the email configuration for Hostinger. You will need to use these details. If you are using WordPress, you will probably use some kind of SMTP plugin, and you will need to change the settings according to these. Okay, so basically this is how you migrate your website and email to a new server. If you're not using Hostinger, the process is fairly the same, and as you can see, it's not very difficult. But again, if you need any help with migrating your website, I've got a website migration gig on Fiverr, and I can personally help you with the website transition. So if you're interested, just check out the link in the description below for my Fiverr gig, and just contact me if you have any questions. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment below the video. Thanks again. Have a nice day.